Hello everyone, this is Miss Karen. Welcome to the second lesson of our course Introduction to Java. Now that you have already a background knowledge on what computer programming is, let us now discuss the programming language that you will be using throughout this course. In this section, we will be discussing a little bit of Java history and what is Java technology. We will also discuss the phases that the Java program undergoes. History of Java. Java was created in 1991 by James Gosling of Sun Microsystems. It is initially called Oak in honor of the tree outside Gosling's window. Its name was changed to Java because there was already a language called Oak. The original motivation for Java was the need for platform-independent language that could be embedded in various consumer electronic products like toasters and refrigerators. One of the first projects developed using Java was a personal handheld remote control named Star 7. At about the same time, the World Wide Web and the Internet were gaining popularity. Gosling realized that Java could be better used for Internet programming. Java technology. Java is a programming language. As a programming language, Java can create all kinds of applications that you could create using any conventional programming language. Next, it is a development environment. As a development environment, Java technology provides you with a large suite of tools, a compiler, an interpreter, a documentation generator, a class file packaging tool, and so on. Next, it is an application environment. Java technology applications are typically general-purpose programs that run on any machine where the Java runtime environment is installed. Next, deployment environment. There are two main deployment environments. First, the JRE supplied by the Java Software Development Kit, or the JDK, which contains the complete set of class files for all the Java technology packages, which includes basic language classes, GUI component classes, and so on. The other main deployment environment is your web browser. Most commercial browsers supply a Java technology interpreter and runtime environment. Features of Java. Let's discuss the Java Virtual Machine, or the JVM. The Java Virtual Machine is an imaginary machine that is implemented by emulating software on the real machine. The JVM provides the hardware platform specifications to which you compile all Java technology code. This specification enables the Java software to be platform independent because the compilation is done for a generic machine known as the JVM. A bytecode is a special machine language that can be understood by the Java Virtual Machine. The bytecode is independent of any other particular computer hardware, so any computer with a Java interpreter can execute the compiled Java program, no matter what type of computer the program was compiled on. Next is garbage collection. Many programming languages allows a programmer to allocate memory during runtime. However, after using that allocated memory, there should be a way to deallocate the memory block in order for other programs to use it again. In C, C++, and other languages, the programmer is responsible for this. This can be difficult at times since there can be instances where the programmers forget to deallocate memory and therefore result to what we call memory leaks. In Java, the programmer is freed from the burden of having to deallocate that memory themselves by having what we call the garbage collection thread. The garbage collection thread is responsible for freeing any memory that can be freed. This happens automatically during the lifetime of the Java program. Next is code security. Java is known for its security. With Java, we can develop virus-free systems. Code security is attained in Java through the implementation of its Java Runtime Environment, or the JRE. The JRE runs code compiled for JVM and performs class loading through the class loader, code verification through the bytecode verifier, and finally, code execution. The class loader is responsible for loading all classes needed for the Java program. It adds security by separating the namespaces for the classes of the local file system from those that are imported from network sources. This limits any Trojan horse applications since local classes are always loaded first. After loading all the classes, the memory layout of the executable is determined. This adds protection against unauthorized access to restricted areas of the code since the memory layout is determined during runtime. After loading the class and layouting of memory, the bytecode verifier then tests the format of the code fragments and checks the code fragments for illegal code that can violate access rights to objects. After all these have done, the code is then finally executed. Phases of a Java program. The first step in creating a Java program is by writing your source code in a text editor. Examples of text editors you can use are Notepad, Sublime, Notepad++, and etc. Source code are programming commands that are made by a programmer with a text editor and then saved in a file. This file is stored in a disk file with the extension .java. After creating and saving our Java program, compile the program by using the Java compiler. The output of this process is a file of Java bytecodes with the file extension .class. The class file is then interpreted by the Java interpreter that converts the bytecodes into the machine language of the particular computer you are using. How do you code a Java program? If you have a Linux Ubuntu OS or a Mac OS, these are the steps in creating a Java code. First is to write the program in any text editor such as Sublime, Notepad, or Notepad++, and then save the file with the .java extension. After you have created the source code, it will be compiled using the Java compiler and it will automatically generate a .class file. After compiling the program, run the program using the Java interpreter and it will already output the program. However, if you are using Windows and if you are using a NetBeans IDE, the step is to write the program in the NetBeans IDE and then run the program.